Hi dears, welcome back to the channel. It's Anna with you here, and today we have a new update on the situation here in Spain and all the recent news and everything that's going on. And probably we're going to start with the situation update as for the whole virus thingy. We have about 31,596, which is basically 31,600 new cases for the last 24 hours. It's still a positive thing because there is quite a bright light at the end of a tunnel. We are seeing that basically the cases are slowly going down, even though it's slightly more than it was yesterday, because the average index of people getting sick versus 100,000 of people is 814 right now, and before it was 824, 846, and then 75 and almost 900. So it's very good. In Catalonia, they are still putting for 2 more weeks all the measures that they had previously, which are basically lockdown of people by cities and towns and villages, so no one is able to leave their hometown where they officially live in. Plus, they are limiting all the businesses which are non-essential ones, pharmacies and supermarkets and stuff like that. Banks, they are still working as usual, but like shops and big shopping malls are closed in general. But small shops where you can buy some clothes, accessories, and all that kind of things, newspapers and things like that, they are opening with a limited hours during the day. Plus, they starting from the end of this week, they will change it slightly. What they will do, first of all, they will limit lockdown of people not by cities or towns, but for areas in Catalonia, which means that you will be able to, for example, leave your town to the closest one, but not to the biggest town of your area, let's say it like that. And they're gonna put the times of bars for 1 more hour. So let's say instead of 6 o'clock, they'll be closing at 7, or instead of 9 p.m., they'll be closing at 10. So it's gonna be 1 hour extra for them to work. If someone of you doesn't know, bars and restaurants are closed in a lot of areas here in Spain. In Catalonia, they were open, and in Madrid as well. The bars and restaurants are open, but with a limited amount of time. And here in Valencian community, bars and restaurants are closed. Everything is closed. Cafeterias, everything is shut down, except for takeaways. Madrid has increased a little bit the amount of people being able to gather together outside on the streets, from 4 people to 6 maximum. And they've initially wanted to put the lockdown time, like night lockdown time, from 10 to 12 midnight again until 6 in the morning, but they've decided that it's still too early. Of course, it's still too early. You shouldn't be relaxing the measures when the situation is still very unstable. So they've decided to maintain the lockdown hour from 10 o'clock at night until 6 in the morning. Valencian community here, all our region, which is Alicante, Benidorm, Calpe, Valencia, Castellón, all this Mediterranean region, has mentioned a few more things, a few more limitations. Basically, they said that all the saunas, Turkish baths, spas, massage, businesses, all that has to be shut down. And for now, they maintain hair salons and nails just for now, but maybe they'll close them down as well. We don't know it for sure. But here in Valencian community, for example, it's already obligatory to use masks even on the beach area. So even if you go to the sea, on the beach, where you have to wear a mask all the time and keep the distance with people. This happened due to the latest huge amount of people going to the beach because it was very warm. Here in Valencian community, it was 26, 27 and even 29 degrees. So all people went just straight to the beach. But they didn't maintain the safety distance. So this is why they've said the masks are obligatory. As well as people who are running or doing sports inside the city or a town, they have to wear a mask. Only if it's outside the area where people live, then you can just put it down or just take it off while you do sports. But if you're doing it in the city, like running in the city, then you have to wear a mask obligatory. This is basically what's happening. Another thing that I wanted to share with you is that here in Spain, there is every time more and more groups that are, let's say, not believing in the virus, that are just saying that it's all a lie, that the government is just using this to control us, that there is no such thing, that people are just getting sick from all other diseases, but virus doesn't exist. Each person has its own opinion and has a right for its own opinion. Let's start with that. But the thing is that when your opinion is starting to affect other people that are around you, then people have to think twice about what they say, especially when they put it online on different social media, and this affects a lot of people. This is the case that I'm not sure if some of you know, there was not is anymore. There was a very famous influencer on social media from Brazil, and she was basically denying that the virus exists. She wasn't using the mask. She wasn't taking any precautions, of course, because she thinks the virus doesn't exist. She thought. And what basically happened, she catched the virus. She got the virus, and the viral charge inside the body was very high. And she even went to the hospital. She was in the ICU unit, and she was blogging and making videos from the ICU unit and talking about her condition and saying that she was not right. She was very wrong because the virus does exist. So she changed her opinion last minute, but it wasn't enough, and sadly she died. Her body just wasn't able to recover from all the virus charge that she has inside the body, so she didn't survive. This is what happens basically. A lot of people that were denying it got the virus and are in a very difficult situation right now, or are not even longer between us. So we have to take a lot of precautions with this. There are some channels in Facebook and Telegram. I won't say the names. I'll just say that in Telegram, there is a channel which has about 9,000 people here in Spain that are denying the existence of virus. And in Facebook, more than 1,600 members in one of the channels as well. Basically, what they do here in Spain is they are trying to go to the hospitals in different areas of Spain and film videos or just make pictures of empty waiting rooms and say that way that virus doesn't exist, which is silly to think of, because if the waiting room is empty at that moment, it doesn't mean that virus doesn't exist. So they just don't give any evidence. They just say that, oh, look, this is empty. Of course it's empty. The waiting rooms will be empty because here in Spain we have first of all, a lot of centers where they don't have consultations in the evening time. After midday, like after 2 o'clock approximately p.m. So basically they will be empty because no one's working. That's the first thing. Second thing is that here in Spain there is a specific protocol that when you go to see the doctor, there is a gap between one patient and another. So they are not giving you the time to see the doctor as they did before, that you came and there were 5 people like waiting near you. No, they are making a gap of about 15 to 20 minutes to make sure that there is a minimum contact between a person that's already in the consultation and the one who's waiting for it. So of course there won't be no one. As well as COVID patients are not treated in the same areas that the other patients are. And the amount of patients depends on a day. You never know what will happen. I was working in a hospital myself, in a private hospital, but still in Benidorm. And I was working in the emergency unit, so I know very well what I'm talking about. There were days when we didn't barely receive any patients. Like let's say in the morning there was one patient every like 10 minutes or 15, and there was barely someone in the waiting room because they were all inside being treated. And then there were days when, especially in summer, when we had people sitting on the floor, around everywhere, and there were not even free space to breathe inside the waiting room, how collapsed it was. So it just depends on the day, depends on how serious the situation of the people are, because if they're treated longer, it's normal that there is a queue. If it's nothing serious and they go home a lot faster, and the queue just keeps going, So it just depends on the situation. But as for COVID, these people are treated separately. They're not treated in the same place. As soon as they are coming with symptoms, they are they're brought to a different specific area so that they wouldn't have any contact or have a minimum amount of contact with other people that have different diseases which are not COVID. So it's normal that you won't see like collapsed waiting rooms right now, because all of the people are inside the hospital on the different floors being treated and in the ICU units. But anyway, this is basically what's happening, and just wanted to let you know. And it's just silly to think that, because if someone doesn't believe that virus exists, okay, don't believe it, but then they are the ones who suffer, or they are the ones who are making their loved ones suffer. So this is not really a correct thing to do. Then what else is happening? Here in Spain from 1st of February, which has been already 4th day right now, since it's Thursday, 4th of February, already 4 days in a row, there's been a new law for data protection for people who use cards, credit or debit cards, doesn't matter, here in Spain, of Spanish banks, and pay with them online for a price more than 30 euros only. Only if it's more than 30 euros, there's been like a specific protocol designed which has a double process of verification that you are actually the person who's making the operation and that the card is yours. What is basically happening when you buy, for example, in Amazon or any kind of website online for more than 30 euros, you are being redirected to like a specific website. Usually here in Spain it's Redsis. And there you have like encrypted data, and it's like a safe process to use, but still you have to put your card details in it, your expiry date and 3 last digits on the back side of the card. And what it does is that it doesn't confirm that the operation is being done. It redirects you to your bank. And your bank is the one who can ask you several things in order to authorize and confirm the operation that you want to do online, which might be, depending on the bank, they might ask you for your password for online banking system, for your PIN number, or some specific question that you put when you do online banking, like a secret question. They have to put at least 2 options of these, okay? Then they might ask you to have your phone number, like your mobile phone near you, so that they could send you an SMS, a message to your phone with a specific PIN code that you will have to enter to confirm the operation. As well as they can ask for your fingerprint, for your face as well, like to recognize the face, or they can ask you to recognize you by voice as well, depending on what you have, what kind of configuration you have on your mobile phone. Everything is done by all banks here in Spain: BBVA, La Caixa, Sabadell, ING Direct. Like all banks here in Spain from 1st of February have implemented this new system to secure a lot more people's data and basically the card details online. If you pay presential, if you pay like in some kind of a shop, it's not going to happen. It's only for the purchases made online. What else is basically happening here? Here in Spain, we will have in our Valencian community the first ever center in Valencia for comics. Very interesting thing here in Valencia, especially in this like area. There's a lot of people that are interested in comic books and in older comics, the ones from like 70s, 80s, and 90s, from the first ones ever. And since 2018, there was even the like comic convention here. A lot of people went, so this is like starting to be very popular here. And there's going to be a specific center in Valencia, quite a big building, first one public center in Spain ever with comics. That will be on the walls from the oldest ones to the newest ones, as well as they will be able to investigate, conserve all the oldest comics and show and educate people who want to know how to draw a comic, how it functions, how it works, how to start, what to start with. They will make some program on education as well, and will make some classes inside this comic center in Valencia. So this is going to be very nice. They are just starting to build it and to put all the comics on the walls. It's going to take them some time, but they say that by the end of 2021 or beginning of 2022, they'll have this building ready and open for all the public and everyone who loves comics and lives here in Spain. So if someone wants to check it, it's Valencia Center of Comic, and you'll be able to find all the information. But as I've said already, it's not open just yet. It will be opening at the end of this year, 2021. So these were basically all the news. As for the weather, I want to say that the weather is very strange right now. Today in the morning, 8:30, like before 9 o'clock, we could barely see anything here in the area in Benidorm and like all this area, Mediterranean, because everything was white. There was a big humidity, like 90%. All the streets were as if rain would pour the whole night, but it wasn't. And basically, it was not very comfortable to be in the street. And there is no sign already of that warm, hot weather that it was a few days ago. So as you can see on this picture, on the west part of Spain, there was a lot of rain, very cloudy, not very nice. Temperatures will get down there as well. And on the Mediterranean area, there are these strange clouds that are basically on the floor. These clouds should be a lot higher, but now they went down from the mountains and basically we can barely see anything. During the day, it will make better. The sun will be shining and these clouds will go up. They will disappear, these clouds of humidity, extreme humidity. But for now, the situation is not very nice and it's not very warm outside. What's happening? The temperatures, as I said, are decreasing, and you can see it in this picture. On the north part, they'll be from 6 till 15 degrees, center 5 to 17, south will have 16 to 20 degrees, and Mediterranean area will be the warmest, will have between 16 and 23, which is still not the 25.8 degrees that we had a few days ago. Even though in Alicante we'll have approximately 19-20 degrees on midday, like 2-3 o'clock p.m. In Barcelona will be 17 only. The temperatures decrease by 3 or 4 degrees. Granada will have 24. There the temperature is very nice. Sevilla will have 21. This is in Andalusia, the south part of Spain. Madrid, the center of Spain, will have 15. Murcia, which is on the south part of Alicante, will have 24. Canarian Islands 20 only, because there's going to be raining today. Quite a heavy rain is to be expected. And Mallorca, Menorca and Ibiza, which are Balearic Islands, will have approximately 19 degrees as well. And in Valencia, it's going to be slightly not that warm as here. Here will be about 22, but in Valencia only 19. It's between cloudy and sunny, like very strange weather, as I've already said. But we are at home, we're enjoying what we have, and hopefully the weather will become better very soon. So these are the news for today. I hope you enjoyed watching them. If you did, don't forget to subscribe here down below and click on the bell so that YouTube would not forget to notify you when the new video comes out. Thank you all for watching. I wish you a very, very nice day of today, and see you all tomorrow in a new video. Bye, dears.